Get in there. That's another one down, and we live to fight another day in the Carabao. How we doing, boys?
Buzzing! What an absolute mega game. And just for a second, let's just appreciate not just the win, but god damn how beautiful we look playing football. Some just good footballs getting played, and everyone was happy. We've all had a good time. It's all been a great night, and it's on to the next one and continue this campaign and defend our Carabao Cup. Come on!
Amen. Dale, what you thinking?
Absolutely fantastic. We battered Spurs. They only had like one clear chance, and we just the press we did was absolutely phenomenal. It was just like 11 versus like 22. We had felt like we had more players than Spurs, and it was an easy, comfortable win, which progressed to the next stage. Come on.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, before we get into all of it, we've got lots coming up. We've got the draw reaction that we will do live. So get your comments in the chat, who you want. I already saw Patrick a Thistle away. You know, that's always a chance, maybe. I don't know how we're going to play an Irish team in the draw, but maybe. But let's get those thumbs up. Let's make a goal. Please, please, please. Let's get to 100. It would mean the world to us. It helps us out tremendously. We put a lot of work into this. Lee, all of us in the background. It means so much just to be here to spend time with you and help reach out to other fans. And we know there's plenty of other match reactions. So we love that you've chosen to spend your time with us. Also, please, if you haven't already, subscribe. Consider joining the memberships, as you can see below me. So that way, if I learned how to point, you can get exclusive content starting at just 99 pence. All kinds of goodies. You get updates ahead, members only videos, all kinds of goodies. Also, please consider. I already said subscribe. What am I going on? I've already done it. Your sponsor, Ballybet. Let's thank Ballybet because come on. I should have put a tenner on 4 quarterfinals in a row because then I would have gotten 20 pounds in free bets. But I didn't do it because I'm a numpty. But anyways, you guys can do that. You can make right for my wrongs. Go to Ballybet. They've been tremendous partnering with us. They're getting situated in the UK. They've got a huge pedigree over here in the States. Jump on that bandwagon. Put a little tenner. Gamble responsibly. Be gamble aware. 18 plus. T's and C's apply. So, before we bring in Jacob, let's just start with our overall thoughts, guys. What did you think, Joe?
Oh, yeah, it was one of those matches where I think every single, not even just Newcastle fan, I think any neutral watching Newcastle play there enjoyed a great performance. It reminded me, my brother, I watched it with my brother and my dad, my brother Benji sat there and said, you know what, it reminds me of the way we're doing that one-touch passing, that early chance in the first half where Woltemade, sort of two-touched it when everyone one-touched it, but his second touch was a back heel. Just watching moves like that come off from Newcastle so fluently and so easily, it reminds us of that, late 90s flair football, that early 2000s, and it's just so enjoying to watch, and it makes you even more proud that it's our team. It's the tune doing it. So I am buzzing into the next round. The defense continues. We are taking this as far as we can. And God, I'm starting to really believe that we could defend this and be 2-time winners. I really do.
You know, it's funny. So we'll get into some stats, but one I heard there at the end on the U.S. broadcast, I don't know if it was the same broadcast you guys would have had, but in the last, I think it was 4 games we've played against Spurs at home, it's 12-2 aggregate. And guess how, we'll play a little quick trivia. I'll give you guys both a guess. How many shots did we have to get 12 goals?
I'm going to go 40.
I'm going to assume I'm going to give you a hint. It's a little lower than that because I think they were giving me shots on goal. So how many shots on goal?
So it's like on target.
Yeah, on target.
14.
20.
14?
Yep, 14.
How much, Dale?
20.
20? Right in the middle, 16.
Wow. Jeez,
So
man.
That's
That's
a
mental,
heck
man.
of a return. But let's get Jacob on and get his thoughts. We also have Nigel with us as always. He'll be joining us in a bit. But let's bring on Jacob. How we doing, my friend?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, 1 second. I muted you. That's my fault. How about now?
Gee. Well, a bit excited.
Oh, now I lost.
There he is. Welcome, Jacob. Welcome.
Can you hear me?
1 second. He's still unmuted, or he's still muted. Here.
I can hear Jacob.
You can
I
hear
can
him.
hear him. Yeah.
Why can't I hear? That's so weird.
So what's your thought? What's your thought of the game, Jacob? Did you think it was an easy win?
Yeah, to be honest. I thought it was as comfortable as it could have been, to be fair. I saw the Spurs lineup before and I thought, we've got these. I genuinely thought we would win comfortably, to be fair, but which is unusual because, yeah, I'm usually a pessimist, to be honest, but we seem to thrive in the Cup, don't we? I think no matter who we're playing at home, whether it's a Big Six or whether it's a non-Big Six, we seem to do really well. So I'm just hoping in the draw that we're just at home. That's it. I'll take anyone at home. So yeah, I'm really happy.
What do you think? Do you think the lineup? Did you thought there would be more changes by Eddie?
I thought the lineup was fine. The only surprise was I thought Woltemade would have maybe got a rest, but I think Asula's nursing an ankle injury, isn't he? So that's probably the only reason why not. But other than that, I wasn't really surprised at all. But it was still a strong lineup. I think we fielded a stronger team that we could have compared to Spurs. So I think we're on the advantage straight away.
I'll let you guys ask the questions because I still, for some reason, cannot hear Jacob.
I love this.
It's so weird. But go ahead. Keep going, my friend.
What, Jacob, right, one thing I want to talk about, right, and Josh is going to be able to hear his yard because before we came in, I don't know if you heard Josh speaking about it, but what do you think of Ramsdale's performance tonight?
I thought it was unbelievable. I thought I loved him. I mean, there was, other than the save in the second half, I don't think he was tested too much in terms of making saves. But I think there was a couple of balls where he made through the middle to Tonali, and I thought Pope does not do that. And it's little differences like that make a massive difference. Rest assured, there will be saves that Pope makes that he doesn't. But overall, I didn't think he could have done any more, to be honest.
For me, it's proven exactly, and like to go back before anyone thinks, oh, Josh has just been mental. Why is he saying like Ramsdale's been bad? He's not saying it. No. It was a matter of, you said he was nervous, didn't you, Josh?
I said he made me nervous with some of his saves. He didn't parry it out of the way and out of the danger zone. He made the saves, so that's the most important thing. I will always say that. The most important thing is keep it out of the net. But I'm just saying I think there's some of those that, like, there was one where he went and did a two-handed punch. I think Pope would have caught it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And it ended up being a corner.
I think
and there were just a couple others. But again, agreed. One more thing, Jacob, real quick. Are you seeing a request to be unmute? Because it says I'm sending you an unmute request. I don't know. Are you seeing anything on your screen?
It says my microphone has been unmuted by producer Josh.
Did you hear that, Josh?
I hear nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Josh, for the record, Jacob was actually agreeing with you about Ramsdale making the saves and the punch. Like it is. I think for me with tonight, it proves one thing in that there is an absolutely amazing problem that Eddie Howe has between them sticks of who do you start, Nick Pope or Ramsdale. We have two at the same time, unbelievable keepers. Imagine having two Shea Givens. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's phenomenal right now, and I'm loving it. I really enjoyed Ramsdale's performance today. I think he caught well. Absolutely incredible. And then, man of the match, Jacob, Sandro Tonali. Do you agree with that one?
He's everywhere, wasn't he? I don't know if you saw his... You saw his heat map at the end. It was ridiculous. Like, I've never seen a Sixers heat maps, like, everywhere. That man is still running now, probably. Like, he's still running in like the 85th, 90th minute. And I was like, how? I'd love to see his running stats because they can't be 10, 11K like everyone else. They've got to be at least 12. I'm very surprised if it's not. But yeah, I think he's our best player. I know a lot of people say Bruno, but I think, yeah, he's unbelievable. I don't want to take him for granted.
I think I back you with that, to be fully honest with you. I do put Sandro Tonali as our best player. You bang on with it, Jacob. The way he runs, the heat maps that he's produced tonight, everything has just been out of this world. He has been something else tonight. And obviously there was talk that he signed a secret contract extension. Which,
I don't mind it. I don't mind it.
I'll have a bit of that,
Yeah.
mate.
Real quick, Joe, keep going. I'm going to hop in and hop out, see if that fixes my issue. Because I
Roger that, Josh.
hear our
Roger
good
that.
friend Jacob.
Honestly, I'm just happy all the like mic problems and sound problems aren't just me anymore.
It's not
like,
us. It's not us, Joe. It's not
everyone
us.
else makes some mistakes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Speaking about mistakes and potential errors, there was a situation right at the end there with Joe Linton and I believe it was Danso and a couple of others. Like, look, I think Joe Linton's lucky because I think if VAR there, I think he's getting
That's a
ready
red.
to tackle. But I then also think there's probably two Spurs players who are then also going to get red carded for the throat grab. Like, what did you all make of that situation? Because it was a bit wild to me. It was a bit wild.
I thought it was very.
Hallelujah, the voice of Jacob.
Welcome back. But to answer your question, Joe, I think it was very fortunate that Joe Linton and Kudos got the same caution. Like, that should not be happening. Like, Joe Linton smashed it. I'd be annoyed if I was Kudos as well, to be fair. But yeah, it won't change. Like, he's always been like that and always will be like that, whether we like it or not. I think it's good to an extent, but when you're 2-0 up 90th minute, it's not needed. Just, see out the game. If it's a feisty atmosphere with 20 minutes in, it's top of the league battle. I get it. But I think in those moments, you just need to, use your head. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
Yeah,
Agreed.
I definitely agreed. It was like when we went 2-0 up, all of a sudden we're playing football from the back. We're trying to place it straight back up there. I'm like, whoa, lads, calm down. We're 2-0 up. We're not 2-0 down. Just calm it down a bit, slow the pace. But then I was like, at one point, I was thinking, if we're going to do this, Spurs are going to come in there. But then it was just nice and calm and collective. Ramsey. I thought he had a cracking game. Good to see him back as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so now since I can facilitate like I'm supposed to do, no. Did you adequately defend me enough for the Ramsdale? Do I need to say anything more on Ramsdale? Or
No,
it's
give
just
you a piece. I
it was
think.
just even.
Yeah, and Jacob
What I do like about Ramsdale. What I like about Ramsdale is between him and Pope. If Pope, like when he chested it down and then cleared it, I'm thinking, look, that's what Ramsdale does a lot more than Pope.
I don't want to know what Pope does then.
Yeah.
No,
exactly.
That's what I mean.
Listen, they literally give you panic for the exact opposite. So, like, I get panicked when we're trying to bring Pope in the distribution and playing back to him to relieve pressure. That's the stuff that gives me heart attacks with Pope, or some of the balls when he's like coming out to claim and whatever. And I'm like, Pope, maybe not. But, like we said last time, Jacob, I think it was the Benfica game also when he was in the middle of the midfield at one point. I mean, Nick Pope in the middle of our midfield. So you never know what you're going to get. But at the same time, I think where he makes me feel confident for the most part is he's going to save it. He's going to parry it away. There's not going to be second chances, really. I mean, you look at, to rewind, we didn't do a lot instant match reaction, unfortunately, for the Fulham game. We would have all been quite off of our rockers that night. But you look at that save is something that I feel like kind of was what Ramsdale did tonight. Sometimes he made the save, but he didn't eliminate the threat. And Bruno was able to put those away. Unfortunately, tonight, Tottenham couldn't put any of them away.
Just touching on Ramsdale again, I think there was a moment in the first half where he was about 40 yards from his goal. He come out and chested it and volleyed it like you said.
Yeah, that's what I was...
Yeah, and if... I'd never really felt like uncomfortable there because I know he's good with his feet. But whereas if Nick did that, I'd be like, "Oh my god, get back in your goal!"
Yeah, that's what I'll be saying.
Let's shout out the chat. They're all agreeing though. Ramsdale's passing, absolutely no argument there. Ramsdale's passing with his feet is so much better. Now, if you need a throw, Nick Pope's got you covered. But yeah. It's funny that you guys were joking about Nick Pope making a save with his feet. I mean, I always say that, I'm a hockey fan. He reminds me sometimes of like what hockey goalies do. and like he'll make like a kick save, and I'll just be like, "What are you doing?"
There was a time in the first half as well, though, where Ramsdale he's good with his feet. He spotted Willock. It must have been a 70-yard pass. I don't know if you can remember it. And then Willock, like he does, struggles to control it down. But it was unbelievable. Like we'd never get that with Pope.
Just curious, do we have any warning for when the draw is? I think I saw in about 10 minutes.
Yeah,
it's expecting to start at 10:30. I am just trying to.
Okay, no worries.
Try and sign in on my laptop and ITV, and it's.
I was going to say ITV's went onto the news now, so it's not on there.
Main event, and typically enough, I'm having issues with me goddamn EA account once again. I've had nothing but troubles. But anyways, look, I'm trying to fix that in the background.
You're fine. You're good, buddy.
But yeah,
let's carry on. I heard you guys talking about Tonali too. Just to chime in there, sorry to be a little bit delayed with everything. I totally agree. I've been saying that from probably about midpoint last season that Tonali was the most important player. Even before everything happened with Isak, I said Tonali is more connected to why we were all of a sudden the team we were than Isak. Because I felt like, yes, Isak was doing what we needed him to do, but I think as we're seeing, there was an element of what made Isak so good in our team was all the parts around it. And you can see that evidenced by Woltemade. Joe, you and I talked about it on the first instant match reaction we did. I was nervous for Woltemade. I was afraid that we were going to need patience, and because of the situation, patience wouldn't be there. Man, have we been proven wrong. I mean, what is this? 6 and 8?
Look, that man is, and it's something I've been seeing today to my brother is do you know what? He's not just a finisher, which he is. He's also this certain flourish that he just does things. Now, I turned around and made a point of, and I hate to do the comparison, but remember that goal when Isak ran along the goal line and really heavily controlled it and then played it in?
At the Everton game when he undressed the whole team?
How many times did Isak do that? Once. How many times has Woltemade done some mad little trickery with his feet and ended in a back heel? Nearly every game he's played.
Just the first half he did it was unbelievable to Barnes where he went near post. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I think a perfect case in point, like you're saying, Joe, is let's look at, again, we're talking tonight's game, but real briefly, let's go back to Fulham. He did not get involved on the score sheet. You could say arguably one of his more quiet games, but he's still so many points in that game was pivotal in the build-up. So what I appreciate about that is even when he's not scoring, I feel like it's fair to expect a 7.5 from him, almost like a midfielder. Where with Isak, he was either a 10 or he was a 6.
Yep, agreed. And I think it's as well, and I think all of us will see this, goes back to what I was saying earlier about that 90s style. Woltemade just reminds me of one of those players who you stop and go, wow.
Yeah.
And I think we've got more of them in the squad right now as well, and developing ones. I'm honestly, I am in awe tonight of how well Newcastle United have played, and no one can even turn around and go, yeah, well, you were against a League One side, you were against a team from like, you know, Carabao United, you were against them who no one knows of. I've stolen one of Lee's jokes there.
Yeah.
Lee and his Eastern Europe hate, man. I'm going to get him for that one of these days.
It's honestly, it's one of those where you look and you go, we've just absolutely schooled, rattled, and dismantled a Premier League side who are in form in away games.
So, as we get prepared for the draw, first of all, let's hit the chat. Thank you again. Please keep the comments coming. Let us know your thoughts. They had some comments about Tonali, agreeing. We see Hawaii the Lad saying Conte 2.0. Anyone agreeing with that? Anyone?
Better than him.
Better than Conte.
Yeah.
Better?
He's got a different style. He's just better.
Yeah.
No, I don't agree. No.
Craig Gillies, thanks for joining us, buddy. Craig says Tonali is another level, absolute class. Very lucky to have the boy. Cannot agree anymore. And thank you to Gisano for putting in. So the remaining teams we could get tonight is Brentford, Fulham, Cardiff, Arsenal, Palace, City, Chelsea,
No.
and that's it. So
There's 3.
As long as it's not City at the Etihad, that's all I'm saying.
Emirates.
at the empty had.
The empty
At
had.
the Etihad, we've never won there. We've never won there.
We won in there in the cup about 10 years ago, didn't we?
That was
Yeah,
Main
wasn't
Road,
there
though.
one when
That was
didn't we
Main
win
Road.
one with Rondon?
Rolando Aaron scored,
No.
if you remember it. Ages ago. And then-
Rolando
No,
Aaron.
we've never
There's
won
the last
it.
one.
We've never won there.
Newcastle legend Rolando Aarons.
Rolando Aaron.
I'm just kidding.
Remember us doing the Poznan as well after.
That was like, honestly, I remember that was like the beginning of my Newcastle days. Driving home from work, listening to Matthew Raisbeck, and listen. To be honest, I might even be thinking the same game. And it was one of the first games that I ever listened to or anything after that my coworker at the time got me into Newcastle. And I just remember he was the potential next, grade, because this was still when he was mostly playing in the youth academy, not really the starting. But anyways,
What happened?
yeah. That could be a good quiz question. Where is Aaron's now? Is he even still playing? I don't know.
That's
But,
true. But
I wasn't
Aaron's
Googling there. I
playing-
was Googling there.
Is it Morecambe?
Yeah, you were.
I don't know. I can.
He's playing
Morecambe.
Morecambe. He's 29.
He's playing
Is
in
it Morecambe in
Jeez.
non-league too?
Yeah, National League.
Yeah, they're National League right now.
Just signed this year.
Ooh.
Up the shrimp.
Wow, that's like a massive like.
Are they the
Oh,
shrimps
he's playing the
or do you
Premier
call
League.
them prawns? I don't know.
He's in his prime as well. He's 29. He's not like he's 35.
Yeah. So, anyways, yep. David confirming Morecambe, same league as Gateshead. The Heed could be playing Newcastle. Great, but anyways, let's see what's going on in the chat again, and then I will go back to you. More praise for Sandro. People asking what channel the draw is on. I'll leave that to you, UK lads. I have no clue.
It's on Sky Sports main event, and it should be starting within the next 3-4 minutes. I do have to throw an apology here because I am absolutely struggling to. I've got a Now TV account for literally this reason, and it's I'm having every issue trying to log into it on my goddamn laptop, and I've had no but bother with this stuff.
Let me see if maybe the same one that carries the game for me gives the draw. I don't think they do, but let me check. But also, I don't know if he's being serious or he's just trolling us, but welcome Apollo TD. He's saying Livermento is coming to the Empty Head next summer. Do you guys have any concerns
no.
about that?
No.
Nah, Livermental's loyal and he loves playing for the tune. So I don't see him going.
He doesn't. I agree there.
I imagine him there.
He wouldn't fit. There's too much competition for them positions.
No, he wouldn't.
Exactly. So why would you leave? Why would you leave Newcastle? And for fine fact, you're going to be a first team regular. The crowd, the fans love him. That just proves if he did go, it's just for the money.
Yeah. 100 million.
Yeah.
Yep.
And what do you? There's one
150.
before we get into this draw. What do you think about the potential price tag on Elliot Anderson? 100 million is apparently what the minimum price is going to be. I think Allison. I think Elliot Anderson. Jesus Christ. I think Elliot Anderson is certainly going to be a good prospect going forward, but I don't think he's 100.
He's not 100 mil.
We throw that figure around like it's nothing. It's literally, yeah.
I'll try to see if I get it. It says it's a commercial, so maybe I'll be able to see the draw with my US stream, but I'm not sure. But anyways, yeah, for me, I'm going to go, before we get into the draw, I would go under the assumption we're going to get an away draw. Just I feel like somewhere there's going to be an away draw. So who would I like to play of those teams away?
The first three.
Yeah,
Cardiff.
I think any of the first three. I think ideally I would say Cardiff or Fulham. I think Fulham's maybe in trouble, and in fact, I think I'd almost rather play Fulham just because you never know with a championship, because Cardiff's in the championship, right?
Yeah, League One.
They're in League One. Okay, so
Cardiff's in League One.
God, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
yeah, Cardiff all day.
Yeah, I maybe. Well, okay, if they're League One, then I'll go Cardiff City. Cardiff City away for worst case, but yeah.
They'd want to come to us as well, so let's just make it happen.
I'll say this, right?
Home draw.
For me personally, looking at it, I don't care if it's a home draw. I don't care if it's an away draw. I mean, I care more if it's a home draw, obviously. But the one team I don't want home or away, Crystal Palace, because after what they've just done, they are going to ride high. They've got a point.
Yeah, but Liverpool didn't have a major big team out though, did they?
So be it. Palace will ride high off that.
They didn't have a major team out, and they just spent $400 million. How's that possible?
No, they just had youngsters on the bench.
This was the perfect opportunity for Liverpool to kickstart again, just beat Palace at home, and then
Royley fucked it up.
Listen, I think if they lose this weekend, their season is unsalvageable.
They've got Villa as well.
Hard.
Maybe I'm jumping the gun, and maybe it's wishful thinking, because I just love to see them do terrible right now. But
Liverpool's next three is Villa, Real Madrid, and Man City.
Right, I've got the stream. The stream, just so everyone knows, the stream is actually on the Carabao Cup's Twitter page live. Happy days.
Real quick, before we get into the stream, let me shout out again our sponsors over to this side. If I can do it right, one of these days I'll learn to point. Ballybet, thank you again for sponsoring us. Remember, if you're 18 plus and you want to have a bet, go ahead and do it. They've got a special offer for us. Click that QR code. You put 10 pounds in, you get 20 pounds in free bets. You can put it on a Joe Linton red card. That's probably pretty high, pretty low payout, but you could do it if you wanted. You could put it on a Nick Pope goal. He could kick it in, maybe. I bet you that's high odds, or low odds, I should say. Listen, you can tell I'm not a very big bettor, but you should bet with Ballybet if you want to have a bet. And anyways, 18 plus, T's and C's, be gamble aware. And as always, thank you, Ballybet, for sponsoring this content. So
just chime in before the stream does start. Before the draw stream starts, we should run through the numbers and the numbers to look out for. So we are number 6, lovely jubbly. Brentford's number 1, Cardiff's number 2, Fulham's ball number 3, Arsenal's ball number 4, Palace's ball number 5, ball number 6 is the Mighty Magpies, ball number 7 is City, and ball number 8 is Chelsea. Apparently the greatest team in the world according to Rory, because Donald Trump gave them a trophy. So yes, but
if anything, I think that makes you in prime candidate to maybe be the worst team.
Yeah. This is what I was like, sort of going on when he said that. I just couldn't believe it when he said it. But
we don't do politics here. No politics. I'll stop it there. But anyways, yeah, good to know. So number 6 is the magic number for us. But let's go back to the game while we're going. I'm trying to think of the other main things. We talked a lot about the midfield. Listen, I think this was just... Would you guys agree that this was maybe the most complete performance? I feel like we just controlled the game. We played it well. I mean, like, Chow. I am absolutely... I mean, again, I wish I would have had the money at the beginning of the season, because I was going to buy it on day one to prove that, like, I'm not just saying I love Chow now. Like, I loved him from day one. And I wanted to...
First ball.
Oh, draw.
Number 4, Arsenal.
I'm ahead of you, Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Arsenal's got Palace.
Yay! I just love that.
No, that's good for us.
Number 2 at home, Cardiff.
That's Cardiff. Come on, 6, 6, 6.
Taking forever. Right, spinning it now.
Bated breath, yeah.
Wait.
Number
Chelsea.
8, Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Oh, no.
Oh, Cardiff!
We're gonna get City, aren't we?
They aren't going to know when they get the mighty Cardiff.
So the next one is Man City.
No.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's going to happen, don't you? Number 6.
No. Brentford. So we've got Fulham, but it's just home or away.
Oh, come on. That's a good draw. That's a
Right.
good draw.
Either way, I
I'll
like
take
that.
How
And
many?
we are
Home, please.
at home.
Yes!
Yes!
Come on!
Come
on!
That's a great draw. That is an amazing draw.
Come on.
You know what? And now I need to find out what day that's going to be because I might still be in Newcastle to see that game.
Oh my god. It should total.
It's and they did say They did say 2 of the big games is going to be on ITV as well. So that'll probably be
The week commences
Arsenal, Palace, and maybe us.
December the 15th.
17th.
The 5th. I think I fly home the 16th.
No way.
I mean, listen, if it's the 15th,
Extend it. Just extend your stay, Josh. Just extend the stay. Oh, flight got cancelled. Don't know why.
Sorry,
In the St.
sorry,
George
boss.
Johnson and St.
I got a
James's.
case of the Brune ales. What? Huh?
Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah. Anyways, well, that is a good draw and nothing better. Listen, I think we said it already, but this is 4 straight quarterfinals in the Carabao Cup. Can you guys believe that? 4 straight. And to be honest, we could potentially have already been 3 semifinals in a row if it was not for that awful Chelsea collapse.
Yep. Do you know one thing I want to say with there, right? 4 quarterfinals in a row, like defending champions. As a wise man once said, coming into one of our streams, if you had told me 5-6 years ago that this is the kind of stat Newcastle would have had, I would have slapped your face off. Jacob, you said that very well and much better than I have the first time you came on the stream with me, but it is a time where we need to be grateful of where we are. I'm buzzing. What a draw. You know, gone are the days of drawing like just the hardest teams and the hardest ties, and do you know what? Buzzing.
Listen, last year we didn't do it easy. We played everyone on the way. So this year, I think it more than is fair to get some favorable ones along the way. Yeah. But let's keep those likes coming, guys. Hit 50. Let's hit 75. Keep them coming. I see you guys. Thank you for sticking with us. Thanks for watching the draw. We appreciate it. But Craig's got a great question for us. Where would you say the Carabao Cup is on the importance list this season? And I want to ask this in a 2-prong. I want to ask you, 1, be honest. What did you say at the beginning of the season? And do you think it's changed now? I'll go first because I will say that at the beginning of the season, I did think it was arguably the least important. But where we are now, I think there's no reason not to. We're actually in pretty good position as we speak in the Champions League. So I think we've got some wiggle room if we maybe drop points where we would quote unquote expect it. We've got a little bit of wiggle room there. The only thing is we still need to obviously prioritize the Premier League. So my point being is my fear at the beginning of the season is you can't have 3 competitions. I didn't think we quite had the depth to say 3 competitions all gung-ho. Right now, for the next couple of weeks, we really only need to go all gung-ho on 2 competitions. And then, hopefully, if we continue the forms on them, absolutely, could we maybe sacrifice a game, worst case scenario in the Champions League, or a Prem game if we keep this form going till mid-December. What do you guys think?
I think this is, and it wasn't until someone, I can't remember who it was, maybe a friend of mine, maybe a customer in my work, they had kind of said the Carabao Cup's probably the most important trophy this season. If we want to win the Champions League,
Real quick, got a shout out, Andy Black. Thanks for joining us all the way from Thailand. Thank you for staying up at 3 a.m. Thank you.
Come on.
Mental.
Come on, Andy Black.
Mental.
Have yourself a Brunel on it, boys, right? Good, son. Bruno wants you to. No, I think, honestly, quite honestly, like, this is, because the Champions League, if we were to win the Champions League, it's an anomaly. If we win the Premier League, it's an anomaly right now. I don't care what people say, like, oh, we're massive, we're this. Yes, we are a great team. But there's just some obstacles against it right now. It's coming. But there are anomalies if we win them. The FA Cup would be a new trophy to add. However, it's a very, very, very difficult trophy run. Very difficult. Retaining the Carabao Cup back-to-back years, it's historic. It's something that doesn't get done too often, and it proves a statement that Newcastle are here to stay and we are here to be trophy holders and glory seekers in the best way that we're going to be at the top, not like glory seeking fans. Man United! But anyways, much glory they haven't anyways, but I think this is probably the most important trophy, the Carabao Cup. It's a statement of intent. It has our squad got better, apparently, right? We'll prove it. Retain your trophy.
Yeah, and also, I think, just like Ian McKenna put in there, we're starting to click. I really do believe it. If we can put aside for a second that Brighton performance, we've got 4 out of 5 games in a row now where we've looked quite solid. Again, the Fulham game, obviously not a complete 90, but at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. How many times have we looked good and not won the game? So to me, I don't care how it happens at this point. As long as you got the 3 points, you got the W, you got the green box on the Google standings, whatever you look at, as long as you got that, that's the only part that matters. What about you, Jacob? What do you think Carabao fits in the priority list this season?
I think I agree with what you said at the start. I think at the start of the season, probably when you go Premier League, Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao, it's probably the bottom, because if you could pick a domestic competition to win, you'd probably pick the FA Cup because you've not done it.
And also because it's in the second half of the season. I was just thinking pragmatically, like the second half of the season, maybe we're in Champions League, but we're probably not realistically thinking we're going to win it.
I don't know. I don't think you can have that mentality there, because I think you just have to take it one game at a time. I know it's a cliche, like sound like Eddie.
No, 100%.
Yeah, I don't think we've got the Carabao Cup next weekend. Let's maybe rest a few. I don't think that's the right thing to do. I don't think it's. Listen, it'll become more of a priority if we get to the semis and then the final. Don't get me wrong, but I'd much rather, qualify for the I don't know actually.
Conundrums all over.
I don't know, but I don't know. The Carabao finishes in March, doesn't it? So we've got plenty of time after it. But
listen, again, we now have that beautiful thing of we've just got to wait till December, and you win that, and then it's a whole new thing, because again, maybe I'm getting too ahead of myself, but you potentially have Vissa. Depending on what he decides with AFCONs, which we've already covered that on the channel. We won't go down that rabbit hole again. But you also then potentially have January for maybe a reinforcement or two.
Yeah, I've not even thought about that, to be fair. Do you guys think we'll bring any more in?
Yes.
We need fullbacks.
Yeah, we do. Depends when.
There's outgoings in the summer that we need to keep an eye on. I genuinely believe we could see
in the summer or in January.
I mean, in the summer, in January, the tightness starting to settle in. Yeah, I think it's potential that you could end up losing someone like a Fabian Schar
in January.
Yes,
in January. I don't agree with January. I could see it this summer. I think Willock.
I'd drive Willock back.
The fact with Schar, the reason why I'm saying it with Schar isn't that I want it to happen, not at all, none of that. It's just, for me, you look at Malik Chow, You look at Sven Botman, you look at Dan Burn, then wing backs are starting to develop. We've got depth there in that role. I think it's likely that we could see a couple of small outgoings like Kraft, Schar, Willock, where they're not going to make much. We're not getting big profit off them. I mean, we could. I think out of them three, the biggest one we could get profit off is Schar, because what was it, 5 million we paid for him?
Not even that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, Schar was
I think it
5
like
million.
3 mil.
Like, that's what I say. No, look, Ian, you're saying cheer up, mate. I get you. I'm happy as Larry right now. I'm buzzing. I am buzzing. And this is why I'm talking like this, because if we're serious about challenging for things like the Champions League and the FA Cup and regularly doing it, there is sacrifices that have got to come, and there is going to be players who end up not making the bill. And I'm sad about that.
Yeah.
Overall,
My only thing with Schar is I just don't think you're really going to get much money for him. And at this point, I wouldn't care if we lost him on a free, and I'd be more inclined to wait till the summer. Whereas Joe Willock, maybe you could get a couple dollars for and things like that. But another good question in the chat, I think it may not be on there. No, it is on there. Simi asked, I missed a good chunk of the game. How did Kraft perform? How did you guys rate Kraft's performance tonight?
It was quite
well. Just
regular.
I was going to say, I think it was a standard Kraft performance.
Yeah.
Steady as you go. Nothing excellent, but nothing that gives me any worry that at any point, if we need to rotate him in, I'm not worried because I know he's going to put in a shift. The only thing at one point, and Dan Burn is guilty of doing this sometimes, I literally watched Kraft chase his guy from right back all the way to left back. Which was he did an entire loop. I forget. I think he chased Bergvall all the way from right back over to Dan Burn.
Yeah,
I think
it's just the entertainment.
I think the thing with Kraft is though is perfect for Trippier's backup because obviously Liverpool's injured.
Yeah.
Trippier's backup because Trippier is not going to play twice a week at 34, 35, whatever it is. So, and he looked like he'd been playing there every week. Don't get me wrong, he's not the best going forward, but I think a few of the lads have said that, you know, who's the hardest to play against in training. They always say Kraft. His one-on-one defending is unmatched. Like, he's a really good defender, but he's obviously not great going forward, so probably sets him back a little bit.
Yeah, he's an old-fashioned right back.
Yeah.
Just like defensively, just sits there, and I think that's what Eddie's realised as well. And just went, right, Alanga, you just stay forward and just let Kraft just do all the defending. Mm-hmm. And he just looked so comfortable. It wasn't put under that much pressure.
Yeah, I feel like he's just like that perfect, almost like cup
versatile
rotation player. Like just someone that you know what you're gonna get. Yes, he's not gonna start your important games, but he's not actually going to be much of a decrement when you put him in.
It's very rare that you get someone of that quality who is essentially happy to be backup. Like that, that's quite rare. I don't know how old he is. He must be past 30 now. I'm not sure, but
I don't think he's quite that old. I'll look it up.
I think he's I think he's either 30 or 31.
31.
31, yeah.
31.
So he's
still got a couple of years.
And he's got a little Swedish friend, hasn't he, in Alanga? So that's all right.
Hi, bestie.
Here's one. How's everyone rating Alanga tonight? Because obviously, I think the last few games he's taken. What? Who just said poor? Is that you, Dale?
Me.
No,
I thought that he had pace. He didn't do anything, Joe. He didn't really do much.
I thought it was rubbish.
And I was surprised he didn't. I'm surprised he didn't get subbed off.
Yeah.
Way before he did.
I think the pressure he applies is phenomenal. I think the pace he's got is well worked, and it does push defenders into sitting back more. And I think that's something that is excellent, which the commentator has made a point of tonight, which I think's missed a lot, is he's brilliant at allowing Woltemade to get into positions and have a defender taken off him. They see Alanga as more of a threat than what he actually is. Now, that's eventually going to get found out until he picks up a better form. I agree. But I think the way we're using, and the commentator has said, the way that we have had to play with Woltemade being our head man, we've had to change our play style quite differently. And it's working because of using threats like Alanga, Asula, Barnes. And I'm not avoiding the Alanga hate, right? A bit. Barnes tonight. I usually rag on Barnes so much. It's usually, But honestly, tonight, I cannot lie. There was one time when Kinsky's made a great save. Barnes he stood at mid-air. It was like something out of FIFA 09. He stood as in mid-air and bangs a hell of a shot. And I literally jumped up and went, Barnes! I have not had that excitement about Harvey Barnes, I think, for a long time since he first came in. Yeah, man, like, I love that celebration. I love that. I just wish it wasn't him who did it. But tonight, I have ate my hat, and Barnes has been brilliant. And I think it's a lot about the pressure applied. And I think that's what the big selling point of Elanga, of Ramsey, of Ramsey's better, I will say, and Barnes is. It's that attack of pressure. It is.
I agree with what a lot of the chat is saying. I think a lot of the chat is getting to the same kind of sentiment. You know, first of all, they talked about Swedish friends, but he's not clicking.
He's not clicking.
Yet. But I think he's got the
Memphis.
skill set and the work ethic just that Eddie needs. I think he is someone that maybe the second half of the season or maybe even next season we'll see the payoff of it. And I know when you spend that much money, it's not what you want to hear. And I know that even to an extent, that's what we're making fun of Isak about. You know, Isak hasn't come in and hit the ground running. But again, I have said many times, whether we're talking about players, whether we're talking about backroom staff, we love to assume that they're just going to come in and hit the ground running. But that's just not the reality. Sometimes it takes more adjustment. And you look at the difference of Nuno ball and Eddie Howe ball, it's very different. So I think Alanga's got a lot of retraining of the brain to do. And I would agree with you, Joe, that if we're grading Alanga almost on the curve tonight, by his own performances we've seen, it wasn't that bad. But if we're saying, do we think Murphy would have put in a better shift? I think Murphy would have probably put in a better shift.
Maybe
And I
on Sunday.
think not being the guy who said sell Murphy, but and also said, and I've also now said sell Fabian Schar. So do you know, nowadays you can all line up.
Joe,
we're going to sign Ekatike in January, right?
Not to leave you out on the hook on the own, I will say, even though I wasn't with the channel yet, I quite vocally with my friend said the same thing about Jacob Murphy. Yeah. Cash in. I felt like it was the Miggy Almiron all over again. I was afraid that it was a one-hit wonder and get someone stupid to overpay.
Yeah. And do you know what?
We're the idiots.
Yeah, we're the idiots because Murphy he's just applied the same passion and form since he's come back in to sort of take over Alanga's role for now till Alanga fits in the team more. I definitely think the time's coming where Simi, at this point, it's all good. Lee's never happy. I'm not allowed to get Tonali on one of my t-shirts because I mean, if you can't see behind us, but I'm gonna have to shout them out.
Great. Bartle, Naomi Bador,
Jody Bartle, gone.
Wrexham,
Naomi Bador, gone.
Gone.
So yeah, and then I'm not allowed to get
He's
Tonali.
Got Joe Kendra. He's got Joe Kendra on the shirt as well.
Real quick.
So you never know, Kendra could go.
Real quick, Dudu, welcome, or Dodo, I don't know how you say it, my buddy. But welcome. He said, who did we draw? We got Fulham at home. So
come on!
Draw indeed.
Semi-finals, shall we go?
Listen, let's not. I am a big proponent of don't count any eggs before they've hatched.
What's that?
But I agree with you. We're probably getting there.
Because like our strongest team will easily beat Fulham, especially
100%.
Who's coming to the town where again?
Just curious. Have you guys heard any of the conspiracy fans? This is not Newcastle related, but I've heard some Forest conspiracy theories that Marco Silva is sabotaging so he can go to Forest. Have you guys heard this?
I'd rather be a Fulham than Forest at the minute. Like, oh,
that's better.
Just
that's
random,
the first I've
just
heard
a
of that.
random thought.
Yeah. Anyways, well, as we near the end, thank you guys so much. Lots of new faces today in the chat. Really appreciate it. Again, please hit that thumbs up if you haven't already. I'm sure you have. Newcastle Fans TV, kind of a big deal, but you should subscribe if you haven't already. Please check out our sister channels. We've got NFT Extra, which I believe we're going to change to code NFT Women, so you can get all your latest on the women. And great stuff. Also, keep your eyes peeled for Lee's other channel where he's going to do miscellaneous stuff, all kinds of goodies. But please consider joining that as well. But, Jacob, final thoughts on the night. Anything we haven't touched on yet that you think we got to touch on?
Not particularly. I thought, I don't know, like I was saying earlier, I thought I was really confident ahead of tonight, especially especially ahead of the team. Well, post team news, I thought, yeah, even though we've rested a few, I thought we can beat them. Like I looked at their team and thought, I know they've got 10 outfield injuries, haven't they? Which is unfortunate, unlucky, but it was never really in doubt. Like even during the whole game at 0-0, at 1-0, I thought, yeah, we've got these. I think it's just a matter of how many. So yeah, I don't think it could have gone much better, to be honest. Maybe an Elanga goal that would have been, the cherry on the top. But
I think you guys might have done it while I couldn't hear you at the beginning. But let's real quickly, our man in the match. I think I heard a few of you say you thought it was Sandro Tonali.
Sandro,
Yeah,
Was
I don't
it
think I can
Woltemade?
argue that. I think Sandro probably.
Come on. At one point, Sandro Tonali was all alone. Did you see? We had like 3 people at the back. Tonali was in the middle of midfield, all by himself, tooling everyone, man. Sandro's massive.
Just had too many coffees.
Well, I think on that one, I don't even think I can offer up another name. Otherwise, Joe might teleport here and beat me down. So I think I'll just say Tonali. So that way I don't get in trouble.
do you think he gets into every midfield in the world?
Yes.
Barcelona?
Yeah, without. Yeah.
I'm not really good at formations. Do any of the big boys do double pivot? Because I could see maybe if there's a big boy that does a double pivot, you could argue maybe he doesn't. But in midfield 3 or midfield 4, he's 100% in.
I feel the only caveat to that is that he wouldn't fit in a team that doesn't fit this play style. If it's our style of play of pushing forward, someone holding the back line who's able to burst forward when they need to with the versatility of others, yes, he fits in any of them teams.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't see Tonali fitting in a Liverpool starting 11. Nope.
No.
They don't play that style of football. But would I say Tonali at Man City? Yes.
No.
I would.
Really?
I would see him starting in Man City's midfield. Would I say Tonali at Barcelona? Yes. Would I say Tonali at Real Madrid? I don't think he fits the team currently. But if they fit that bill that we play, yes, he would fit that team. He's become something far more than I think anyone ever expected him to be. He is far, Jacob, you said it earlier, he's far surpassed Bruno. He's far surpassed Joe Linton. He's altogether them 3 other bits. And that's something else, actually. Let's just talk about that crazy motherfucking depth we've got right now, because we finished the game with arguably, this isn't just me saying it, this is other places saying it. We finished the game by substituting on the potentially best midfield in the Premier League. That was our substitute choice tonight. Again, not against Carabao, not against some League One side. It was against Tottenham Hotspur, who have got an amazing away form right now until they came to the mighty St. James's Park, and all we did was went, we've got an obstacle for you. It's called Sandro Tonali, and we're going to place him in the middle of the fucking park, and we dare you to get past him. And Sandro's like, good boss.
Tottenham Hotspur.
Oh, Tottenham Hotspur, without doubt. Honestly, Sandro Tonali needs his own Weatherspoons. It's simple as that.
Instead of a statue, he gets his own Weatherspoon.
That is it. I give him the one on Jesmond or something.
He gets lifetime cappuccinos at Costa. He gets
He's welcome at North Shields anytime, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying that.
He gets bottomless spaghetti and Moretti at Weatherspoons.
Can I ask one question?
Of course you can.
What does Eddie Howe have to do to get a statue?
In my opinion, and you can see this, I used to be on with another channel last season. I said this the moment the Carabao Cup was done, Eddie Howe gets a statue. In my opinion, I think people thought I was jumping the gun, but listen, we kind of talked about where does Carabao Cup fit in the grand scheme of things, and I get it. But there's also an element of everything has context and nuance. What is a big achievement to Chelsea does not mean it's a big achievement to us or vice versa. And like, for instance, would it be insane for Palace to have a statue of Glasner? Absolutely not, I don't think. But to a Man City, they'd probably mock that.
Yeah.
But to Palace, you can argue. I mean, we even talked about this on the women's podcast. I know not everyone here may not be women's, but Becky, in the grand scheme of things, has probably not gotten us to the pinnacle of where we'll hope to get, but she still absolutely should have a statue, because if she did not exist, Newcastle women as we know it wouldn't exist today. And same with Eddie. Newcastle United, as we know it and love it and sit here today, would not be spoken with the respect, the credence without Eddie. I don't think Unai would have been able to do it, not because I don't rate Unai, but I think Eddie was the proper amount of humble. I think Unai has just that slight degree more of arrogance, and I've done it and I'm awesome, if you will, that maybe those early tough sledding moments he wouldn't have maybe powered through. Purely opinion. I can never prove that, but that's just my thought.
To be fair,
Yeah.
and it mirrors what you've just said, Josh, and it's a very, very shortened version. What does Eddie Howe have to do to get a statue? He hits the age 65 and retires from professional football, and Newcastle will be the first club to build a statue of him if we haven't already done it by then. It's done. It's done.
Yeah, I was going to say it'll be when Eddie retires, probably. Like,
Yeah.
he's giving up the man. Once he gives up that, he'll get a statue, without a doubt. It's going to be hard when he said Becky get a statue. I agree she should, because she's been there from like the really early stages. But the problem is, where would you put it?
So I've got
because like St
Sorry,
James's
go ahead,
Park, or
Been
it'd be either because St James's Park, or eventually it'd be the new ground when the lasses played there. Maybe then.
Yeah, I got one more for you. I'm gonna flip the question back for you, Jacob. You can kind of answer your own if you want, but I'm gonna slightly tweak it. And I'm going to shout out Connor, a usual caller in with us on our Instant Match Reactions. If his name was Edward Haldinho or Haldiola, would he be considered one of the best coaches in modern football right now? Because if you look at what he's done, he's brought a team from League Two up to the Premier League and kept it there for 3 seasons, 4 seasons, and then barely got relegated. Words are hard. And then he brought us from literally 20th place in like mid-January and had us finish in 10th to now qualifying for champs 2 years out of 4. 4 straight quarterfinals. I mean, again, no disrespect to the other great managers, but tell me one bad team that Guardiola has coached. Like, I could have probably done a decent job at Barcelona, Bayern, all those, because you've got resources. I'm not trying to say that he doesn't have skill and talent, but you get what I'm saying? Like, there's an element of the challenge before Eddie is a totally different challenge than the Klopps have really had to ever do, or the Guardiolas, or so on.
I don't think any of the managers done it. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Not that I know of anyway. So
I mean, Klopp did start at Mainz, so maybe I'll give a little bit of credit to Klopp.
Yeah, that's true. But to answer your question, yes, I think he would be recognised more worldwide if he was called Houinho or anything like that. I don't know. I just think maybe people see like the takeover as a bit of a cop out. Oh, you spent so much money. Oh, of course you went from 20th to Champions League. Like, you spent all the money. Like, I'm a big believer in things happen for a reason, and we were obviously very close to Unai Emery, and obviously Howe was known as second choice, and thank God, by the way, for that. And I don't think there would have been a more perfect person in the moment for that job at that time. I think it was, a really good match, and I watched the press conferences every week, and everything he says, it's rare you disagree with him. I know he doesn't really give a lot away, but I just think he's perfect for what we need right now, and I don't really want to lose him anytime soon, to be honest, especially to England.
Not to jump in again, but with the press conferences, I think so many times we sometimes joke about him being boring, but at the same time, I feel like
that's what you want.
Maybe I'm getting sentimental here, but like I feel like when he speaks in these press conferences, that's how we want to like raise our kids to grow up and be. Is like he takes defeat and looks it head on, and he takes responsibility. He doesn't blame an official. He doesn't blame a call. He doesn't whine, even if he had good grounds to. He says, we weren't good enough. If we'd done our job in all the other parts, we wouldn't have needed that call, yada, yada. How many people do we see whine, make excuses? He may not be entertaining, but he just carries himself with a different level of class. What do you think, Dale?
He sees all the words, but then he just lets it all out on the football field. He lets the players do the talking for him.
Amen.
Right? Yeah, you may think this there, right? And then you can see all the players 100% play for Eddie no matter what. And then you can just see, like, look at Joe Linton. That's the big one. Joe Linton, he was under Bruce and everyone. We couldn't hit a barn door or anything. Then Eddie Howe comes in, and then all of a sudden he's a powerhouse midfielder. Day in, day out, gives you 110%. And brings, like, along with Bruno, the pair of them get all the crowd get up and going. And it's rubbing off the players as well. Like, other players are doing it now, which is...
You never hear like Eddie Howe. Sorry. I was going to say, you never hear like Eddie Howe in the media. Eddie Howe said this, Eddie Howe said that, like Klopp or Guardiola or Teta have. That's what you want. Unless it's like an injury update, there's no breaking news in the press conference. Like nothing's like... And that's what you want. I know it's boring to watch, I get that, but you don't want a controversial manager saying this thing about his player, or it always protects.
And I think we need that sometimes as Geordies, and hopefully you'll adopt me as an honorary one. But as Geordies, we are an emotional bunch, so we need that, no pun intended, steady Eddie.
Yes. The prime example has been Onslaught for every mistake that not even just Isak, but most of his teams made. He's referenced Eddie Howe, or he's referenced Newcastle, and Eddie Howe has every opportunity to do a Jose Mourinho and be like, if I speak, I'm in trouble. Come out and maybe take a shot at him and be like, nah, I think slots this, slots that. And he doesn't. He comes out with respect. Eddie Howe embodies the saying, kill him with kindness. Get him, Eddie!
The thing with Slot as well, sorry, I quite liked Slot last season. But this season, since they've been shit, he's been like so mardy in conferences. And I don't know, maybe he's a bad loser. I don't know.
I think he's realised that he's made all the wrong choices this summer. And what's ended up coming on is a massive backlash that's coming onto him. And he's trying to find every excuse to be like, oh, my choices were good. They were good, but they weren't Slot. You've picked the wrong players. Wirtz, useless. Isak, useless. Like, you're picking the wrong choices. You need to sort it out, Slot. You're fighting for your job right now. I don't think he's going to get sacked very soon, but then again, the modern day manager, he could. But, do you know what? Newcastle at home against Fulham. We've just smashed Spurs 2-0. The Mags are massive. Sandro Tonali is just... Honestly, it's like that Colaccini chant. Oh, Tonali, I'd let you shag me away for Tonali. Honestly.
No, I think that's a fitting one. I think that would fit, because I think most Geordies would say, Sandro, just have her.
My partner pulled me. It was that, when they all done their names, and Sandro came out, he was like, Sandro Tonali. She literally played that back and showed me and went, I fancy this man now. I touched her hand and went, good. So do I.
Well,
Okay,
on
Joe,
that
that's
bombshell-
like a bombshell to end.
Yeah. On that bombshell, unfortunately, we got to end it. Speaking of our lovely better halves, the boss is telling me shut it down, but I love her. Thank you. Anyways, let's shout out one more time, Ballybet. Thank you so much for sponsoring this video and helping power us with your bet offer. Again, if you haven't yet, please take a little click of that QR code. It's a little simple one. £10 down, you get £20 in free bets. You can put it on anything. If you're into F1, if you're into rugby, if you're into ice hockey, any of those things, you can put a cheeky little bet on and see what you can win. Thank you again to them. 18 plus, be gamble aware, T's and C's apply. Thank you again, lads, for joining me as always.
Hey, guys.
I look forward to catching you guys soon. Away the lads and lasses.
Get him!
Yay!